What have you been sensing and feeling energetically? I used to work with the ER at Cedars-Sinai. I used to know all the ER, and they used to come to me, and they used to put on more staff around full moon, because that's where the word lunatic comes from. The lunar aspects used to make people just lose it. And we're 80% water, some say 90. And it controls the tides, the moon. And it also controls our emotional waves that are water. And there are different waves that come every month as an opportunity for us to reflect and move through the coming month, of which would be June. So tomorrow at 4 is when we do it, and I put that all together the month before, because I have to look at the energy of, do I do it the day of? Do I do it the day before? And this one peaks at 1:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's why we're doing it on Sunday. So nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. So what we do is we do it the day before, or half a day before, so that we are prepared and use the opportunity of the wave that it is presenting. What have some of you seen from the presenting of this full moon? The last one was, the Scorpio one was more of a purge. You had to purge things. Maybe that was your diet. Maybe that was your workout routine. Maybe it wasn't working. Or maybe it was just too static and you needed to try, maybe a more advanced version of that. Or maybe it was just a dud. It just wasn't working anymore. You weren't seeing results. Maybe it was friendships. At the beginning of May, there was a lot of realizations around people and purging stories that they had with people. That was what was coming up at the beginning of the month with people I was working with. And this is the second full moon of the month. It's usually like a 29.5 day cycle. And it doesn't happen very often that there's 2 full moons in the 1 month. The next one is going to be in December of 2028. Right? So think about that. December of 2028, that will be the American elections in November. And then we'll have a blue moon going into the new year and in the holidays. So this one is about the truth. Not my truth, not your truth, but the truth. And the truth just sits there like a monolith, like in Stanley Kubrick's 2001. A lot of people know the truth that they don't want to acknowledge. The truth that they need to confront. And humans have a very, they have to weigh everything up. Who they're going to work with. Is that person going to take them there? Are they going to drop the ball? Will I be able to say it? All the different things. And also kind of stop lying to yourself. And what is the other words for stop lying to yourself? What are the words that are, because we say that, right? Like, we need to stop lying to ourselves. And what does that look like in everyday life, right? Well, we lie to ourselves that we're finite beings. We don't go around thinking that we're going to be dead soon. Like, we all have an expiration date, right? So that's another form of lying. We justify things to ourselves that, we can handle that, or wasn't so bad. We ignore what's tapping, telling us to take risks or start something or end something. And we coast. Right? We're creatures of habit. We like habit. Our subconscious, knows our habitual leanings. And there's also a silence. We're silent when we should be nurturing ourselves out of places. And what I've seen the last week is old mechanisms and coping isn't working. And we have to tell the truth that, sometimes the truth is just even, I think I need help, or I think I need to change some things up, or I think I need a break, or I think I need a hiatus, or I think I need to work smarter rather than harder. I think I hate my job. I think I want to start afresh, start something new. I think I want to take a risk. So these are some of the truths. And there's some hard truths. The last 2 days have been full of hard truths for some people. But, I'm Paul's and Joy. So I'm always able to kind of insert some humor into how you got into that thinking. Where was it coming from? And we laugh about it because we know we can move through it. When you're just telling a story, inventing, it's not usually, you can never find that place. But with Pause and Joy, because we know that there's going to be a collapse or a neutralization or a eradication of what's the fear is or holding us back, we're able to admit to it much easier. Because people know that if you don't admit it, if you don't say what it is, call it out, whatever you want to call it, you're not going to get through it. So it's a much easier process in Pause and Joy that we really enjoy calling those things out because we know it saves us 5 years, 10 years in our life. Or we know it makes things quicker and the obstacles are neutralized. But it's really hard, I believe, to call things out when you don't know if you're going to say it out loud and it's not going to help. Or it's just said and now it's said and it's there hanging. That can be really, difficult for people. And Sagittarius isn't softening things. And it doesn't intellectualize around what you know. It kind of lights up what you know. It puts a spotlight, if you were on the stage in theater, like there's a spotlight on the thing. And Sagittarius does that because it wants you to aim for bigger, for higher, for better. Whether that's better health, whether that is a better job, whether that's even better friends, or a better relationship with yourself, whatever that means for you. So tomorrow we're going to really focus on big picture stuff at the circle. You know, what's been tapping you on the shoulder when you're trying to be all practical. We're going to realize and release. Any mantras that you have, bring them tomorrow. Any outdated beliefs or sayings or family inherited tripwires. And some of them are just that I can't. What do you always say that you can't do? And is that true? Or it's not for me. Why is it not for you? Right? Like really being like, why do I say that that's not for me? There was someone today that was realized that they were really trying to make a round peg go into a square hole by really flogging themselves and really, I can handle this, I can handle it, this environment. And I was like, why don't you just admit that you're bougie? If that's a word that you want to describe it. Like, you don't need to make this so hard. There's 3 things that I could tell you that I think you would flourish in a better environment. And the person just started laughing. They were like, you're right, I'm totally bougie. And I'm fighting the bouginess in me to prove that I can do what everybody else is doing. So it's things like that, you know, that have a little bit of a humor rather than always flogging yourself, right? And that person's mantra was, oh, that's not for me. You know, that bouginess isn't for me. So we'll be unblocking that tomorrow and unblocking receiving whatever that message is from Spirit that's calling you. Because some of you are clinging and you need to release it and take aim. You know, you can't take aim as Sagittarius does while clinging to old paradigms or old things or old people or old notions or old ways. You know, it's, I think being a Gen X, you know, like I saw that in the 90s. Oh, I'll never have a phone. Oh, I'll never use an ATM. Oh, I'll never buy anything online. It was endless, the things that people wouldn't do. And I'd never give anybody my email. If you were there, you know. So heads up, I would stay away from any confrontations. And also, you know that busybody energy? Which sometimes is overkill, coming from a neurotic place. Just keep calm and be, you know, it's okay. It's okay. And also, maybe some people wanting closure around you. Like, wait till after the full moon. Isn't it funny? They always want to have these conversations around the full moon. Just book it in for next week, next Thursday. And also, you know, when you have friends that want to settle an argument, it might not be with you, but it might be about other people. And let me tell you, your name will always come up. Well, so-and-so said. So just be really discerning what you are being pulled into in settling disagreements, for hypothetical disagreements even. You see a lot of that. It's a need for control. It's a need for righteousness. It's a need for being the know-all. And right now you need to be the know-all for yourself. Right? This is a micro-moon, so it's the furthest away from Earth. But it's already got a really kind of powerful have you noticed yet? Are you noticing? It's subtle, but with anything subtle, it usually has a kick. So tomorrow, take care of yourself. Go for a hike, go for a walk. Go to your favorite brunch spot. You know, be around other people that are excited about their big picture. And, you know, encourage people. That's kind of what I'm around a lot, because that's what I've created with the community, is to encourage what the vision, what the dreams are in life. You know, people stop dreaming. Even before they're sick, they stop dreaming, or they get in a rut. And then they realize that they have stopped dreaming being here. And they need reminded that, you know, being on this planet is a privilege. Being in human form is a one-off. It's kind of cool. Why are we making it difficult? And I don't know, sharing that with people, sharing that with a vibe. I went into a vintage shop yesterday and to see some denim. You know, I love vintage stores. It's on La Brea. And the minute I walked in, the security guard goes, "Yes, Queen." And he kept saying it, you know, when I passed, and it was just a joy to hear, you know, just, and everybody there had this energy and had this vibe, and it was really cool. And it just takes little things like that. Sometimes even just smiling at people, holding a door, holding the elevator open. People have got a lot on their mind right now. And sometimes it is unnecessary things that they don't know how to switch off from the online noise. And if you can help with that, because, you know, you maybe got a longer practice than somebody else, or you just want to share a little bit of your sunshine with somebody else, I think just do that, because these two full moons have had a huge impact on people. And yeah, I'll fill you in on June on Monday. That'll be the newsletter. But I just wanted to come on and let you know where we're going with this tomorrow at 4. But the actual full moon is the once in a blue moon, where there's 2 moons, is at 1:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that would be like 4:45 in the East Coast. So that's why I did it the day before, because I knew that there would be a build. Even that explosion yesterday, I like I'm not big at putting rockets up to the moon coming up to a full moon. FYI, I don't know if you got that from the AI. Not a good, I just don't think that's a good idea. But that explosion at Cape Canaveral was you know, really quite significant. And thank God nobody was on board. It was to send things to the moon. Maybe this is the moon asserting its energy, being like, you know, I have my own consciousness. I have my own gravity. You know, this is a time when we would do, we wouldn't do sun salutations in yoga at full moons. We would do Chandra, which is moon salutations. And moon salutations are a lot lower to the ground. You know, they are more classic yoga of crouching tiger. And they're a lot slower. And so maybe look them up and see if you're interested in some moon salutations. Good to see you all. Let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll post this on YouTube for the folks. You can go back and listen. There's some kind of good points in there for you to highlight. What do I think of moon water? Did someone ask that? I think if you feel that you want that, I just would put it in a place where you are getting that moonlight and cover the top, but also really kind of check in, you know, if you've ever had moon water. Is that something that feels good for you, or it feels right? And check in with yourself, because everybody's bodies are different, and everybody's energies are different. You know, some people have a little bit more sun, some people have a little bit more of the moon's energy, and some people it might not be right for. So that's what I think about that. I think when we're talking about energy, everything's in singularity. There are commonalities, right? There's common things, but I think we need to kind of look at our own energy and our own energetic needs. And that takes a lot of agency and a lot of silence with the self. So it's good seeing you all. We'll see you tomorrow. Love ya. Take care. Bye.